Hello everyone, and welcome to Gaia News. On this channel, we will be posting videos about idle heroes and in-depth reviews of events, whilst also trying to figure out the best routes for them. I am BChaperz, and together with BChaperz, we decided to start this project in hopes of spreading more useful information about the game. In the future, we plan to not limit ourselves only on event reviews, but also to cover part of the game that might not be covered in videos at all. Both BChaperz and myself like to spend time thinking about the game and new ways to optimize small parts of them that might end up with a nice benefit later on. Please give us as much feedback as physically possible. To help you all as much as we can, we will need to know where and how to improve. This video won't be perfect, but we would like to get better with time, and we need your help for that. Thanks a lot, and let's get this event review going. Okay, let's look at the daily login rewards. So, for starters, we're gonna get our 3 heroic summoning scrolls and the 150 gems that we always get as basic rewards for the heroic summoning events. But adding to that during this event, we also have the New Year's growth plan. This is about completing our daily quests. We will get a total of 50 points by completing every day's quests, in which we are gonna get some nice rewards. This is very interesting for newer players, since we are getting a lot of materials and also a ton of light 5-star heroes. However, when it comes to unlocking the bonus rewards, I personally don't think it is worth it, because they are way too overpriced for what you get in the end. So, let's head over towards the limited events. We have our usual Palace of Eternity, in which this week we can swap copies of Melissa, Williams, Alikita, Norton-Hake, and Luna into the new hero Sun Wukong. Adding to that, we have our Palace of Crystal, in which we are getting the materials, the Eternal Crystals, for just doing our heroic summons. This is all the usual stuff we always have around when we have those kinds of events. Then let's head over to the value packs, in which this week we are getting our heroic summons, we are getting some of the limited train tickets, and we get the event currency Peaches, to which we will talk more about later. Okay. Up next, we have the hero lottery. We just get our normal 4-star armors for summoning any kind of Wukong copy, so that's pretty neat if you are in need of more armor. Up next is the summoning prize. In here we have our normal summoning prices for doing the scrolls, like 50, 100 up to the 500 for every loop. We get all of our nice Wukong copies over here, and this time we also have Aspen in here, as well as getting more of the treasure train tickets. This will come in handy later on as well. And up last, there's the hero exchange. This week we actually have quite a lot of nice heroes in here, like Elena, and you also can take up another Betty or another Elomek if you need them to. Okay, now that we are done with this, let's head over to the main event, starting off with the Journey to the West and the Havoc and Dragon Palace. Both of these places is where you will be able to use your Peaches and convert them into the paper cut, which we will be needing for doing our purchases in the store. The conversion rate for all of those is 25 Peaches to 10 paper cuts, which means we only really get use out of every 25th peach we can obtain. You can obtain them by just doing simply the heroic summons, by buying the value packs, and by doing awakenings. Different from normal events, this is a 2-week event, which means we also have our store for the next 2 weeks. This means we don't really need to spend everything right now, and we can wait for later on. When it comes to the store, it's our normal store. We get our 6 times discounts, we get our exchange store after completing the 6th floor, and if we complete the full floors, all 12 of them for the first time, we will be able to unlock another free gift, means we just get extra stuff for free. We will have a look at the roads later. Up next we have the furnace, where we can get free daily flames, the currency we need to use in here, but also we have the opportunity to spend up to 25,000 gems to buy 50 more of them. When it comes to how this event works, it is very simple. We just start using the flames, then we take 3 of them, whichever one you prefer, and we will get random rewards. You can get up to 3 bubbles in the top. I just got none for them. But hey, depending on how many of them you get different rewards. There's also a pity timer in this event, which means every 11th pull will be one of those top rewards. Once the second week has started, we also get lucky codes, which means after receiving the bonuses right now, later on we might get even more of them. However, you should only spend your gems in here if you have plenty of them, and will be fine for the next upcoming events as well. Up next, we have the plentiful gifts. In here, we will get rewards based on how many scrolls we have used this event. We have this coming up every heroic summon event right now, so hey, it's a great place. We will get a nice amount of scrolls back, a whole 260 scrolls if we decide to do all the 2000 scrolls, but also have the opportunity to buy relay packs and unlock more of the rewards. When it comes to the bonus rewards, we have our normal selection of things we get. We have the tier materials in the back. We have the second bonus reward, which is the origin material chest, as well as the transcendence copies. And the first one we can unlock with the relay will be Course of Transcendence and chests, which contain either Stellar or Crystal of Transcendence, whichever you prefer to pick. So up next we have the treasure collection. This is just where we get our limited treasure tickets, which we can then decide to use up or just keep them to convert them later on. Notably, all the new ones are in the PvP series, but they also have a significant amount of attack, especially this firecracker over here. But you have to keep in mind that we also have hero tokens coming up in just a few weeks. Up next is the Transcendence fight, which we usually get once we have a new released Transcendence hero. We just get basic rewards for fighting with or against the listed heroes. This can be done in any PvP mode as well as friends fights, and we will also include some of the IDs of people who are running the macros for these fights in the description down below. As usual, we also have the Soul Awakening Gala. In here, we can collect a total of 60 points to have the different things unlocked. Very important about this one is that we get the artifact selection chest, in which we also have the Demon Bear and the Antascan, which aren't in all of them anymore. So this might be worth, especially because there's some of the routes we will have a look on later where this will be coming in handy, since you can substitute Soul Awakenings for heroic scroll uses. This will lead us into the relay. It is a pretty standard relay that we mostly get nowadays, but we also have in the middle of the relay the new Wukong skin over here. This skin does add attack and HP and damage reduction, but most notably are the things that we want to pick up are the privileges to the plentiful gifts. Beside that, depending on what route you take, you will get some more peaches, you will get some other event currencies, and the normal stuff back as well. So let's have a look at next week's events. We can head over towards the Marshmallow event. This one will unlock next week on Friday, which means we will have this one to collect more of the resources we need later on. We can collect those marshmallows over here, doing different things, like using heroic summons, awakening heroes, doing our quests and spending gems and other things. Those items will be used over here in the second to last tab. In here we can see that we have different heroes listed on, and they are saying which ones you will need to get or which ones they would like to have, which will give us access to the bottom rewards over here, and especially the 400 reward, which is another mysterious artifact chest, including Demon Bear. However, there's a limit of marshmallows we can obtain free to play, and this cap is 400 for the basic free to play. This means we can't get over the magic mark of 400, but there's some nice rewards coming up, so you might want to consider spending on this event, because on the first package, on the 1200 mark, there's an origin artifact chest coming up. Over here, we can see the first package from the next week's event will be unlocking the first bonus. The second one will unlock the second one. You will be able to get up to 400 if you buy the first package, up to 1200, and if you decide to spend on the last package as well, you get the full relay, in which you will gain another 30 paper cuts to be able to spend on the store. Now, we not only have the events, but we also have some new codes that we can enter. Okay, let's start with the first one. We have warm CNY 25IH. Let's exchange this one. Up next, we have 2025 MGT 888. MJT 888, I'm sorry. Boop. Let's get this one in as well. And last but not least, nice berry 2025. Boop. Okay, so once we head over here, we can see we are gonna get 5 cores, some gems, we're gonna get 5 of the train tickets and more gems, and lastly heroic summon roads, a nice skin selection chest, and some more gems. Okay, from here on we're gonna head over to our first route, which will be the non-spender routes over here. Now, you have to keep in mind, when it comes to using scrolls and awakens, you can substitute using 1 awaken for using 40 scrolls. So if you're only sitting at, let's say, 800 heroic summoning scrolls, you can do 2 awakens and you're gonna get towards the first breakpoint of 880 scrolls. Keep that in mind while moving forward. We're gonna use like some of the awakens, but you can always substitute if you would rather prefer to do something else. Also, we will get a nice free C- stone from the marshmallow event. So if you haven't already done it, you should wait, and you can use those towards the free awakening gala and maybe get a little bit more bang for your buck. To start off everything, if you don't have the starry gems or contract starry gems for either of those routes, I would advise you to not do this event at all if you're a free-to-play player. Like, if we keep in mind that Christmas was slightly better value for scrolls, we will be getting a slightly better event in the future. So you might want to wait and collect a few more contract story gems in order to maximize the next or the one after that. Let's have a look at the first of the better routes, which we're gonna be looking at the 2000 scrolls and 7 awaken route with 2500 contract story gems. This is what we consider the second best free-to-play route you can do if you have the contract story gems and want to use them on this event. There is a few different routes when it comes to using the currencies in the store. We will bring up like 2 of them that we have figured out to be the ones you most likely want to go with, but you can keep in mind it always depends on how far your account is, what state you're in, and if you need to prefer picking up artifacts, if you prefer picking up Stella, or what is your priority at the moment. Up next, we will have a look at our second route for the free-to-play non-spender route. We consider the 3750 contract story gems, 2000 scrolls, and 12 awaken route to be the best one for this event, since you will be getting 50 of the paper cutouts, which will be guaranteeing you, if you want, 1000 contract story gems back as well as it's better than the 5000 contract story gems route, for the simple reason that you will definitely gain more heroic scrolls rather than the extra contract story gems that you would need to spend if you would want to use less of the scrolls. When it comes to spending the paper cuts, we have the same things applying than we had for the first route. You would basically need to look what you will need to get first, what you're looking for right now, and what will give you the best boost in long term, not in the right now. But remember, in this game, you always want to look forward and not just pick the stuff that you need right now, especially when it comes to materials that are harder to get or harder to obtain as a free-to-play player. Okay, so now we head back over towards the pay-to-win or spender routes. There will be basically 3 main routes that you would like to take depending on how much you're looking to spend. As you can see right here, we have the best value for low spender. This will mean you're gonna use 2000 scrolls, you're gonna use your 7500 contractory gems, do 18 awakens and the $15 relay pack. This will give you a whole of 80 paper cutouts, which will be allowing you to finish the first completion of the whole route. But you have to take in consideration this is only possible if you take every of the discounts on the way. When we jump over towards the 90 paper cut route, this will mean you can still do the whole first route, but also you can be adding the DT materials instead of doing 2 of the discounts on the way. Now, the difference in the route will be that you have to do all the 20 awakens and you will have to spend on towards the $50 relay. This means also that you can do the whole gala in both of those routes, which means you are getting back some artifacts, you are getting back other things, but you can also use the free awakenings, and if you have the Splendid Awakening cards, all of those will basically be already mostly done by the time this event gets to an end. Now, what we consider best value would be doing the $130 relay, which will allow you to get a whole of 110 of the paper cuts, meaning you will be getting all the scroll, like you will be using all the scrolls, you will be using the 7500 contract story gems, doing 17 awakens and doing the 130 relay. You can get all of the DT materials from the Splendid Awakening gift, from the Plentiful gift, I'm sorry. And you will be able to get a lot more materials just by the event itself, as well as taking all the star souls on the way, which will be getting you a total of 3 star souls or 3 star soul materials, which is definitely not the worst we have had in a while. But also you can be completing the whole thing and be looking into what more you would like to do, because there's different ways of doing it, as there's per usual. If you're looking towards into getting more cores, if you're getting more sublimations and you're not quite there yet at the Nirvana stage, then you can do this as well. This is all down to personal preference, and we thought you will be needing to look at your own account and figuring out the route that you want to spend your paper cuts by yourself, since this will be the way we can make it available for everyone and not just say, hey, there's this best route, because, well, everyone is at different stages of their accounts, and this will be the way of you figuring out and using the different routes to your advantage. With all of this said, thank you very much for watching the video. I really look forward to seeing and reading about what you think about the video, where we can improve, and what we can do different for the next ones. And I wish you all a great event, have a good week, and see you in the next one.